it. Welcome to Comics League Live. I'm Jared, and today we are going to. I want to watch the film. My guys, what's up, movie theater? We are talking across the Spider-Verse discussion. So, without further ado, allow me to bring in my co-host, the one, the only, Teladia Plays.
All the hopes and dreams of Krypton live in you now.
Nice Man of Steel shirt. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
I like that. Nice.
All
Dude.
those dreams of Krypton live in me now. Yes, everybody.
There you go.
Welcome to an exciting episode, guys. It's going to be a very interesting topic we've got, and yeah, shall we kick it off?
All right. So to be clear, the first, I would say 10 to 20 minutes of this stream is going to be non-spoiler. Just to let you know, we're just going to give our non-spoiler thoughts, and then we'll give you a warning. Then we're going to get into straight up spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, just watch a little the first 10, 20 minutes. So anyway, let's get into this. This movie's awesome.
This movie is indeed awesome. I watched it. I was just blown away by the animation style.
Dude, the color, the animation in this movie is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Yes, animation is heading into its next era. Yeah, and Spider-Verse honestly is the reason for that, because if you see it, they're advancing stuff. And again, this movie takes what the first one did well and runs with it, in that it feels like you're watching an actual comic book.
This actually does feel like a comic book film, right?
Somehow they capture that feeling. It's like even in this movie, they have things that pop in the screen that are like comic book things.
It feels like it's popping out, like how a comic book is.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. I liked how, again, I still liked Miles in this movie, so they kept that going. I like Spider-Man 2099. I like Spider-Gwen. All this movie is super cool. The cameos blew my mind. We'll get into that in the spoiler section.
Yeah,
but this movie, I walked out going, wow.
Yes, that's exactly how I felt. I felt like when I watched it, I was just I was blown away. I was like, please, DC, give me something like this. Because DC needs.
I saw people on Twitter calling for a Batman Beyond movie in this animation style, and I'm like, yes.
And apparently there is, though.
Really?
Yes. Where is it in the DC section?
I mean, there is. I know what you. I think I know what you're talking about. The Legend of the Dark Knight series or something like that.
No. I'm gonna post it in the group chat.
Yeah.
I'll have to retweet it first and post it in the group chat. It's amazing. Where is it? There it is. There. It's in the group chat.
Warner Bros. Are developing a Batman Beyond film for theatrical release. The film will report to be yes. Yeah, it's in 2019. I thought that is that the one that was canceled that was going to have Keaton in it, or is that a different one?
This is a different one.
Okay, good. Just wondering about that, because I've always felt that, first off, Batman Beyond is an IP that DC has criminally underrepresented, and if there's anything that is like their Spider-Verse, it's Batman frickin' Beyond.
I mean, Batman Beyond animation, across the Spider-Verse animation style in a Batman Beyond movie would work. And mind you, this is crazy, reading about this, even though this is 3 years down the line, right?
Yeah.
It makes me think that Warner Brothers are actively thinking about it.
Yeah, 100%. And what's interesting, and so back to Spider-Verse, you want to get back to that. So again, this movie keeps making me like Miles, because here's the thing about Miles. When he was in the Ultimate Universe by himself, that's when he was at his golden age in the comics. And this movie keeps this up. It even starts off, I'm Miles Morales, and I'm the only Spider-Man. And then granted, he gets involved with the Spider-Verse and everything. But I also liked how this movie was a closet Gwen Stacy movie, where she was another protagonist.
Yes.
And it's again, we'll get into specifically her stuff in the spoilers section, but for right now, but and the action was dope. Again, like a comic book. Everything in this movie, I could say, like a comic book.
Like a comic book, yeah.
In the best way possible. They kept the onomatopoeias in the movie and everything like that. It just, I cannot say enough good things about this movie, but so you guys don't hear me talk the entire episode. Teladia, your thoughts on Spider-Verse?
I really enjoyed it. I really loved the animation. I love how they developed the suit. Like that was the one cool thing about Miles. Uh, the interaction between each individual character developing over the across this film was very interesting.
Mhm.
Very interesting to see some of these characters develop into what they're going to be potentially for the third film.
And dude, the twists in this movie was like, I could not have predicted any. That's the thing about some movies. I can predict a lot of the twists. This one, I didn't see anything coming.
Yeah.
And they link it to the first movie so well. Small details that you may not have understood in the first movie. And again, spoilers section where we'll get into it. But it's like, oh, so that makes a lot of sense. And by the way, Marvel Ultimate's invasion could return Miles to his universe. Miles' growing public notoriety could have him become the pinnacle of the Ultimate Universe. I also see a new animated show. Yeah, any of those are true because for those that don't know, Jonathan Hickman, one of the best Marvel writers, is doing a series called Ultimate Invasion, which is like the return of the Ultimate Universe, and it could take Miles and put him back in the Ultimate Universe, being the only Spider-Man, because that's when he like excelled. Because he wasn't like competing with Peter for attention.
No, he wasn't. But what interests me the most is the twist on this, which we'll get into the discussion in the spoiler thing in the next 15-20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But the twist on this is what's up, Daniel? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. So like this, what really piqued my interest about this film though was the way they did deliver the lines.
Mm-hmm.
And like, let me tell you, this one ups the animation from the original film.
Oh yes.
If you guys haven't seen the film,
There you
I would
go.
highly yes, we have to put that up.
Yeah.
We have to show you guys this because they literally name dropped a lot of things. There's also a cameo appearance, a blink and you miss it moment. So we will talk that spoiler.
There's another cameo appearance that made me go, "Oh wait, what?" I'll get into mine later because it's like they link it to something that I did not see this one coming.
No, this actually is. I was just like, wait, what? No way, no way they did do that. And
So,
it's a blink and you miss it moment because I would say I recommend you guys watch the full film, watch it twice. I would say recommend watching it twice.
you have to watch this movie multiple times to catch evering. I'm gonna go see it again because you need to catch everything.
Yeah, you need to watch it twice in order to catch everything. Yeah. Is this gonna be one of the best multiverse comic book films? It's up for debate. That is up for debate.
I think so because I like this explanation for the multiverse a lot more than what the MCU is doing because the MCU convoluted it. This one's like really, really, really simple. Between the Flash and this movie, get ready for more cameos so you can handle it. That's true.
Oh my god!
All right, so you know what? You want to transition to the spoiler area now, so we can talk about all this.
Just give it a couple of minutes.
Okay.
We want to let people know that we're going to be talking spoilery talk in the next 2 minutes. So giving a 2-minute warning.
Real quick before we start, how would you rate this movie?
Oh, dude, this is a straight up 9.5 out of 10.
I agree with you. It was awesome. There was a lot of cameos, but these cameos made sense because it's the Spider-Verse movie. But there are a lot of them that I didn't see coming, and I'm like, well done for not leaking this.
But you know how well kept secret this is? It's probably one of the most well kept secret of all time. Especially considering the fact that there was so much cameos in this. I'm just like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
So
and I was watching this and I was like, oh, that's good. I spotted a couple of spider people. Lad was turning to me and he goes, oh, that's that. That's from that comic. That's from this comic.
I bet you Lad was probably like,
Because
I know
Lad's a
this stuff.
massive Spider-Man guy. So he was like, oh my gosh, it's that.
I reckon we should have got Lad onto the stream as well.
He'll come back to Comics League real soon. He'll be back with us real soon, and then we'll do a stream with him talking about the Spider-Verse movies.
Yes, awesome. So let's talk about this spoilery talk.
Okay. So
Spoiler,
real quick, this is gonna be
spoiler
up for
warning.
like 10 seconds. If you guys don't want to see spoilers, this is your cue to leave. Miles is on the way to becoming a top 20 comic. Yes, and you can thank these movies for that, because before these movies, Miles was not a well-liked character. These movies are the reason for that. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, spoiler area now. All right.
Okay.
So they brought in the 60s Spider-Man. It's like the 60s animated Spider-Man, but he's in the 2D animation from the 60s, and they start playing the Spider-Man theme.
I was like, what? No.
And how about Glover as Prowler, but live action Prowler?
Oh yeah, you know what? I saw that. I was just like, wait, no way did they manage to pull that one off.
The one that freaked me out the most is when the old lady from Venom shows up.
Oh yeah, that one really, I was just like, how?
Mrs. Chen from Venom's in this movie. I think what they did is they took, because I think that's a scene from Let There Be Carnage, because of the dialogue, but still I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool, because they said that they were going to mix live action and animation, which they did with like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, which by the way, Nick from the Phoenix Press called it.
And what did they do? What did they bring in?
They also brought in the spectacular Spider-Man from animation.
Yuri Lowenthal was also in the movie.
Oh yeah. The Courage the Cowardly Dog animation with Gumball animation comes to mind. Spider-Verse is on the same level as these two. Yeah. But I love. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yuri Lowenthal, who plays Spider-Man in Marvel Spider-Man video game, is in the movie, and there's a special appearance from it. It's a blink and you miss it moment for Marvel Spider-Man 2, when Spider-Man Miles Morales in this film is talking to Genki and whatnot, getting ready to go to the meeting he has with his teacher, and you get to see Genki's playing Marvel Spider-Man 2, and you get to see that one shot of Peter lifting up an enemy. It's a blink and you miss a moment.
But I was watching this, so I was like, is he playing the PS4 game? And then you guys said no, it's 2, and I'm like, well, that's a clever. It's kind of funny. So many people are posting on Twitter that Genki is now the first person to play
Spider-Man. Yeah, I find that hilarious.
Yeah, I also found it funny where like they brought in 90s Spider-Man. I forget his name. I don't know.
Reno Romano.
No. Ben. It's Ben.
What's it called?
Ben Riley.
Ben Riley,
except he shaded like a 90s character, and he goes, "I'm just gonna brood here for so long," because that's like so 90s.
So 90s. We had 90s. We had even Ultimate. We had some references to the Ultimate Spider-Man Unlimited references.
We also had I love where it shows the video game Spider-Man, but it puts Insomniac Spider-Man on the top.
Yeah, Insomniac Spider-Man 1026.
Oh, jeez, that's so awesome.
I find that I was just like, no way did they pull that out.
And by the way, so I read Gwen Stacy's Spider-Gwen's first appearance in the comics recently. By the way, that scene where she's confronting her father and saying like, "This mask is my badge" and stuff, that is legit lifted from the comics. That dialogue is word for word from the comic.
And Haley Steinfeld delivered an amazing job as Gwen Stacy on this film.
It's way better. She was better than she was in the first one. And to be clear, she was great in the first one, but she like elevated it. And that's why I say, because this movie starts off with on Gwen Stacy's Earth. That's why I say this movie is kind of also a Spider-Gwen movie.
Yeah, and it's like it's all crazy how everything is interconnected. But you know who also makes an appearance in this film?
Who?
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, and Tobey Maguire in the spider scene where they're showing all the Uncle Ben deaths.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Ooh, no,
By the way, so how about how they explained that the spider had a 42 on it that bit Miles, and how like
oh
the spider,
yeah,
because the spider, if you notice in that scene in Spider-Verse 1, it glitched, like it's not from this world. Then
yeah."
it bit Miles. I was like, why is that glitching? And then they explained it in this freaking movie.
And then the fact that he wasn't supposed to be bitten by the spider, I was just like, isn't that supposed to be in the Ultimate comic where he is supposed to be bitten by the spider?
Yeah, but I think what they're doing a truncated version of the ultimate version of the comic. But I also like what the Earth looks like without Spider-Man. They show this at the end of the movie when he goes to Earth 42.
Yeah,
And I like how we see that, like, what would happen to Miles if he didn't become Spider-Man? He would become, spoiler alert, Prowler.
Prowler. Yes.
That I did not see coming. Because when he
No,
said,
I did not.
when Uncle Aaron said, "Oh, I'm not the Prowler," I was like, it clicked, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
No. And the way they did that,
Mhm.
the way they revealed it was epic.
So yeah, it's just slow reveal. He takes off the as soon as he was taking over the taking off the helmet. I was like, okay, I see what they're doing, but I love it. Jeez.
Jeez, I just wish there was more though. I wish they really. I wish there was more for this film because there was loads of things that they could have done to make the film even make it a 10 out of 10 instead of a 9.5.
Remember, they only had a limited time and stuff, but I also did like how they explained that like certain parts of the multiverse have to happen in order for the timeline
Yes,
in order for from their perspective the timeline to be preserved, even though they really don't know what would happen if it deviates.
and it did deviate.
Mhm. Yeah, and you saw like a black hole started forming. So there are certain parts that have to happen, and that's why when you think about it, even though O'Hara is like the villain of the movie, he's really not a villain
He's just trying to preserve the timeline, basically.
because he saw what happens when you violate the timeline. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's one of those like greater good like things. And you could say a twist on the with great power comes great responsibility thing.
I'll play the clip. Play the clip. It has to be played.
Yeah, I have to. I hope I still have it. I do not have that. I'll tell you what, hang on. I'll play part of the CLD intro. Hang on, hang on.
With great power comes great responsibility.
There you go.
There we go. Yes,
Yeah, that's that. 100% it's that.
that is exactly what um what we see. It's like is that moment. Great.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny. You notice how the whole like Miguel going, "You were never supposed to be Spider-Man." Isn't that kind of like I wonder if that's their like version of addressing the whole Miles isn't really Spider-Man debate on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I'm 100%
I'm
thinking like
sure
that.
it is. When I'm like, yeah, he is of his own universe, but the multiverse of Uncle Ben's. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yes, Daniel. Yes.
Or of Captain Stacy's, or the equivalent of Captain Stacy's. You know, it's kind of funny. I made a bad joke in the movie theater, and I'll say
What?
this because so when Gwen says in every version of the universe, Spider-Man falls for Gwen Stacy. And then no, actually, she says in every version, Gwen falls for Spider-Man. Then I
Yeah.
turn to Lad and I go, and then she actually falls. That silence is the only thing what I need.
Okay.
but that was my bad joke, so I'll take that.
Yeah, it's a bad joke.
I will say, I'm just gonna say this right now. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie because this movie
Oh
honored
yeah.
all versions of Spider-Man, but managed to make it not overwhelming. Because that's a problem with a lot of these multiverse movies that have a lot of cameos, is that it can be overwhelming with like all the stuff coming at you. But somehow they made it work organically, and I'm like, yes, that it had to say falls exactly. That they set me up for that. It's not my fault.
Yeah. He Daniel got it right. His joke made sense. Yours didn't.
Meanie.
Just like how Riddler said to Two-Face, Batman just was good. His was better.
Okay,
Yours
okay.
was
You know
good.
what? You know what? Because you said that, I'm gonna play this.
Batman doesn't do ships.
Man, I never made a Wonder Man reference there.
You
That was
insulted my jokes. You insulted my jokes. But speaking of Lego, did you see that a lot of people recreated Spider-Verse like trailers in Lego form?
we forgot to mention this.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah.
Lego was in this film too.
I love that. That was so good. Lana and I look at each other like they really went there.
They really went the Lego
It's
route.
actually stop motion Legos, and then he contacts like Miguel, and he goes, "Thank you, thank you, Peter. You're the best of us." That was so funny.
Yes, Daniel.
I loved it. It was that was like so good.
Yeah, definitely. I still can't believe that. How did they pull it off? I'll never know.
Yeah, again, it's like this is the ultimate Spider-Man movie because that live action, animation, and stop motion all in one, and somehow it was good. And even like when they brought in the 60s animated Spider-Man, they had to move like he was in the 60s cartoon.
That was great. I think even as well when Josh Keaton came in and did his line, I was that
Who
is
was Josh
the
Keaton again?
Josh Keaton is Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. That was another one I didn't see coming. It's like I
I
recognized
did not see
immediately
that coming.
because I know the animation style, and I was like, they did Spectacular and he's in the Spectacular animation style too. That's the other thing. They didn't try and like reanimate them into the 3D animation. They kept them 2D.
They kept him 2D, and I was just like, what? No.
I'm just like, oh, that's so good. That is
I
just
still I could not believe it. Half the things they showed on this film, I could not believe at all.
I'm
The-
just like, and plus, with the inclusion of the MCU Prowler, they
yeah,
confirm that this is connected to the
to the
MCU.
MCU, yeah,
So what I'm thinking is what they could do
is bringing Tom Holland.
yeah, I guarantee you Tom Holland is going to show up in the next Spider-Verse movie. There's no way they don't do that. Which, by the way, is coming next year. We don't have to wait a couple of years for the next one.
It's literally next year.
Which I'm so again. So you guys know I'm a DC fanboy through on. But Spider-Man is one of those characters that you just have to see, even if you're a DC fan. And I
Yeah,
gotta
even
say,
if
even if you're a DC fan, because he would also fit as a DC character too. But I'm just saying, these movies never disappoint me. I'm of the opinion that the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, both of them, are actually good movies.
Yeah, a canon too.
And they are canon. There you go. They are canon. They definitely
I
have.
wish you had that Zack Snyder thing saying canon, canon, canon.
I need to find a clip of him saying it's canon or something like that.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. But
again, I cannot say enough. Let me ask you this: what's a few of your favorite cameos? Because I saw one of the Spider Armor Mark II from Ends of the Earth. I saw that. That's one of the things that
Spider Cat.
Spider Cat. I saw the Spider Horse.
Spider Dinosaur.
The Spider T-Rex that's using his tiny arms to web swing.
You know, I want to tell little movie Pep, you made it into Spider-Verse.
Yes, exactly.
Because you're the Spider-Rex, right? And you got baby hands, just
He's
like
a
him.
raptor, but still, yeah, that works. What did you think of the pacing of this movie? I've heard some people saying it was slow the first hour or so. It starts off a little slow, but it ramps up significantly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Spider
Buggy. That too. There's so many like blinks, and it was kind of cool. Okay, so here's what we mean by the head comic book elements. You know how like on these, how like in some comic book panels that they're introducing a character, they have like a tab that comes up and says who the character is. They did that. They did that
for each individual character.
And then when Miles was like had his inner dialogue, inner thoughts, they had that too.
Yeah, the speech bubbles, and I'm just like, I can't believe that they made this film one of the best multiverse films of all time.
Again, this was like one of the clearest explanations of the multiverse.
Yes. So I can't wait for the next one. I'm just so excited for the next one.
It's just because let me this way, I like seeing Marvel succeed too, because Marvel succeeding also means DC succeeding because it encourages DC to pick up the pace.
Yes.
And let's face it.
This also eagers on uh DC to make multiverse, films.
Multiverse project, because again, SpiderVerse.
Yeah,
Do
they
that.
could do it.
But
But back to Spider-Man.
that's well, of course. Here's the thing, Teladia. That works because how in every comics league stream we have to mention Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse at least once.
Yeah,
That that,
yeah.
that
Suck it, Warner Brothers.
a reference. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Since you said that, I'll put that in there. So there you go. This is for you, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, second Warner Brothers.
There you go. So moving on, I also dug see about what suits do you think are going to be in Spider-Man 2? Because the movie Miles suit is going to be in this one because
Oh, I did a discussion about this with Doomkill HD
Mhm.
on my channel. If
because
you guys haven't, sorry,
so
go
go
on.
ahead.
I was gonna say that I did a collab with Doomkill HD discussing what suits we want in Marvel Spider-Man 2, and we talked about the Miles suit being in this,
Mhm.
right? But I would love to see um all the suits that we got in this film in that game.
Because they're going to do the Miles suit because they did that for Spider-Verse 1 and the Miles
Yeah.
Morales game. So that's happening. I think we could get in terms of like let me see. What other suits do you think we should get?
Mayday.
No, you know what we need? The Peter B. Parker in the pink bathrobe and the slippers
Ah.
and the baby carrier. That would be
And the baby
great.
carrier with
Yeah.
Mayday.
That
Mayday
would be
in
great. Tavia would love that one. But
there.
we could also do. I don't think they've ever had a Miguel O'Hara skin.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
29.
Okay.
They've
Okay.
got the white version, and they've got the
What's up, Pika?
what's it called, the normal version.
Okay. So I was gonna say that I could do that or not, but
But they
I-
haven't got the animation style though, like what they've got in this film. They haven't done that
they
yet.
did the animation style for Spider-Verse one for the first Spider-Verse Miles suit, I think.
They did it for Miles Morales game, and they did it for the first Spider-Man game. They had
Mhm.
both suits for Peter Miles. But I think having that animation style like that Miles across the Spider-Verse 2099 style, having that in the game, epicness.
Okay, speaking of animation style, there's something I want to talk about in the beginning. In the Gwen portions, is first off, the colors in the Gwen portion of the movies, which is on her Earth, is like gorgeous. But I love where she's at her window, and if she's just Gwen Stacy, you see her reflection is Spider-Gwen, and when she's Spider-Gwen, the Stacy.
Reflection.
They
Yeah.
did that so well.
That's what they did. They people underestimate, Sony Animation Group. People do underestimate them.
Say what you want about Sony, they freaking nail Spider-Man.
They nailed it. They nailed it on the head, especially when it came down to the story. They took it from adaptations from the comics, put it in here, boom.
They legit put in straight. I'm gonna say it again because it should be said. In
Yeah.
Gwen's first appearance, the dialogue between her and her father is legit in this movie.
Yes.
Was there much
No.
Spider-Man you are? No. He showed up like as a brief cameo. Her and Spider-Ham and the team from Spider-Man 1 did show up in this movie, but very briefly.
Oh, and I know what he's talking about. I know what Daniel is talking about.
Mhm.
Yes, I know what you're talking about, Daniel.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So you want to talk about? Let's talk about the ending real quick because this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens is that with the Spider Squad, there's this machine that can read your DNA and send you to the Earth you correspond to. Now, here's the thing: the spider that bit Miles was from Earth 42, and the machine
Yeah.
reads this as the Miles from 42. So it sends him to Earth 42 by accident because remember, he's from 1610, the Ultimate Universe.
Yes.
And he gets there. Gwen thinks he's in 1610. She realizes he's not in there. So she assembles like a multiverse squad to go after him. So what do you think of that? Which first off,
I was
the
just-
42 thing, I was like, oh, really?
I was like, wow. And then, and when it was coming to the end, I was just like, no, I wanted more. I
It's kind
wanted
of funny.
more.
Lad brought this up to me as we were walking out. That ending scene, they made you think the movie was going to end like 3 times because they had the ending shots and music, and then actually ending.
Yeah, and I was just like, no, I needed more because I would have wanted maybe 3 hour. Imagine a 3 hour flick of this.
Yeah.
for the third film.
No, 4 hours. Zack Snyder's Spider-Verse.
I can't believe you said that, but
I-
4
I'm
hour
just saying
film
it's
would
the
work.
idea of like the 4 hour thing. Oh,
Yeah.
whoa. Insomniac Games just said, who said Gwen Stacy is dead in our universe?
Wait. I already saw-
Insomniac Games just tweeted, who said Gwen Stacy is dead in our universe?
Oh no, that's gonna cause a.
Oh boy. You know what that means? It could be teasing They could just throw in Spider-Gwen.
Yes, they could.
Imagine Spider-Man 3. The reason why it's called Spider-Man 3 is you control 3 spider people. The game's numbering mechanic is dependent upon the amount of spider people you play as. Oh, the 42 spider made the first movie so much more rewatchable. Yes, exactly, because I was wondering, why is that spider glitching out if it's supposedly from this universe? It's not. It was stolen by. How about the way that they explain Spot's origin and link it to the first movie? He was the bagel guy that Miles threw the bagel at.
I still can't believe how they explained that in the animation stuff. I still can't believe it.
Again, this movie links to the first movie in ways you would not expect, but so good. I'm watching this and I'm like, that makes so much sense.
But but the fact still remains the spot is literally. I think this is the first time he's been on a big screen. He was always on a small screen
because he's a D-list Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, he's a D-list.
He's an F-list Spider-Man. He's even below that.
Yeah, and the only time we got to see him in animation, would you believe, was the '90s cartoon show.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, they actually did him well here.
Yeah,
I love how he became a virtual god and how he got actually scary at the end of the movie.
I was just like, wow, like mind blown.
He started off like jokey, then he became like a literal god.
I could say it's my average review of the 2018 game of Spider-Man.
Was very little, like he never went through the death of Gwen Stacy. That's why, which then it should make a Spider-Man game a game breaker to Miguel's theory about canon events. Yeah, that's true. That'd be interesting. I remember a spot from the 90s. Yeah, because here's the thing, and PK brings up a good point. There are plenty of occasions. It's like I saw a tweet in the Tobey Maguire universe. Captain Stacy never dies, neither does Gwen. As far as we know, Gwen.
There was a game based on Miguel O'Hara though.
Mm-hmm.
Edge of Time, I think it's called.
Yeah, there was, and it includes like a black suit Spider-Man, Spider-Man Noir, regular.
No. Oh, Shattered Dimensions. I think it was Shattered Dimensions or.
Yeah, Web of Shadows was just a straight up symbiote game. Yeah. Shattered Dimensions was the multiverse one.
Yeah.
But he's right here because you remember in Tobey's universe, Gwen doesn't die and Captain Stacy doesn't die, and that universe still exists.
Yes.
So that's an interesting thing to think about because could Miguel be wrong about canon events? Because he is right about some of them, but that begs the question: why do some universes seemingly self-destruct and others don't?
That's a very good question.
That is that's a very interesting thing to think about. And I'm sure people are going to be theorizing that one for like a really long time. I also made a short on Shattered Dimensions last year. I'll check that out. But so now let me ask you this: predictions for Spider-Verse 3. Let's do that for a little bit.
Yes, I think Spider-Verse 3 will be a much longer film than the first two.
Yeah, I think so.
I also think that we'll get more cameos make an appearance, maybe live action too.
Oh yeah, I think more live action because they saw how people responded. I think we'll actually get like PlayStation Spider-Man actually speak and stuff. I think he'll actually show up.
Definitely.
And I think Tom Holland is going to make an actual appearance, either live action or they'll turn him into that animation style, which they don't have to because they did the MCU Prowler and he was straight up live action.
Oh, as people call him, Spider-Boy.
Spider-Boy, Jesus. Remember when people were, they did in the Zeb Wells run and people were saying, it's Paul!
Yeah, but still, I also think the next film, they will answer some of the conclusion to Gwen Stacy's story, Miles' story, and maybe even Peter B. Parker's story. I can't even pronounce that right.
Yeah. I have a theory.
Go
I
on.
think in the third movie they kill Spider-Gwen because remember she says in every universe Peter falls in love with Spider-Man falls in love with Gwen and it doesn't work out and it doesn't end well.
Yes.
I'm thinking they do a death of Gwen Stacy but for Miles. Like she
That's not a bad shout.
sacrifices herself to save Miles and then we actually get the death of Spider-Gwen.
That's not a bad shout, That could that I think that might happen.
And this is a way of showing Miles that the universe always gets what it wants,
No,
dude.
yeah. It doesn't always work the way you want it to be. It's the other way around.
Yeah,
So
again, because imagine the mind F that would be if they kill Spider-Gwen.
yeah, imagine, right? But also uh imagine if they, kill off what's it called? Um what's his name? Uh
Miles is
Uncle
dead.
Aaron again.
Uncle Aaron again. They could do that, but I don't think they would do that twice.
No, but he takes the fall for the Earth-42's Prowler.
Okay, they could just remove him and say like he goes to prison for like the rest of his life or something
Because
like that.
they'll think that he's the Prowler, but
Mhm.
in actual fact he isn't.
And I
Or
think that Miles will get like a redemption.
yeah, or they do the other way around where the Prowler dies and Uncle Aaron becomes Spider-Man.
That would be cool. Because remember in the original Spider-Verse comic, they had Uncle Ben. In that storyline, Peter got killed by the shooter, and Uncle Ben became Spider-Man.
There's one character I would love to see in the next film.
Who?
Peter Parker Industries, the billionaire Peter.
Oh, the Parker Industries Peter. That
Yeah,
would be cool.
the guy who thinks he's tough and thinks because he's a billionaire like Bruce Wayne that he
He's
can afford
voiced by
anything.
Robert Downey Jr.
No.
I had to. Sorry. Now,
No.
let me ask you this: what non-Spider-Man characters do you want? And by non-Spider-Man, I mean characters that aren't Spider-Man but are connected to Spider-Man. Do you want to see show up? Me, Black Cat.
I would say Silver Sable.
Yeah, Silver Sable too. I think that should be cool. Oh,
And
I got
Wraith.
another character.
Wraith.
I'm sure is gonna make a cameo. You ready? Venom. Tom Hardy Venom is gonna show up in the third one.
Yeah.
They brought in Mrs. Chen. It's not entirely out of the question.
I like the idea, but I would love to see Wraith.
Okay, that would work.
And who would voice her?
Who?
What's it called? What's that? I forgot her name. She's not in the video game. She's not in any video game, but it'd be a different actress that can come in. But mind you, this would be live action. Live action Wraith. How would you feel about that?
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Oh, it'd be great. They bring in Morbius and he goes, it's Morbin.
Oh, no, get him out. Get him out.
It's my show.
No, get him out.
It's my show. I'm telling you, Sony would do that.
Don't
I guarantee you that in the Craven movie, if Morbius shows up to break Craven out of prison, he's gonna say it's Morbin time.
Play the clip.
They did the marketing for Morbius too. I'm just telling you.
No.
And yeah.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah.
Because it's true, Batman.
No, why did you say that name? It's Morphin time, not Morbin time.
It's Morbin time. It's my show, so it's Morbin time. I like to do that to mess with Teladia. I'm just saying. But again, either Miles is going to die. Multiverse Morbin time. That's Daniel? Another one.
Why, Daniel? Why?
Now, if they don't kill Gwen, I could see them killing Miles and doing a death of the Ultimate Spider. Oh, well, actually, they already did Death
The
of
death
Ultimate
of Ultimate
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So
Yeah.
I don't think they would do that again. I don't think they would do that again.
No, they're not gonna do a death of Ultimate Spider-Man. No.
Most likely they'll do the Death of Gwen Stacy.
Death of Gwen Stacy. Stacy.
But don't make it where she's falling and he has to web her and he like snaps her back. However they do it in the comic, because that is just lame.
Or like they did in Amazing Spider-Man 2, where she snaps her neck.
She like smacks against the ground. Yeah, exactly. That was good, but it's too visceral for this context. I would just have she
didn't
jumps
even hit
in the
the
way
ground,
of
though.
an attack.
She never hit the ground though.
No, she did.
No, because
she did.
Never, in the movie, she
did. I'll show you. I'm. We're gonna do a CSI, a Comics League CSI right now.
A CSI, yeah. And
Amazing
Daniel.
Spider-Man 2 Gwen death. Okay, I am going to share without sound so I don't get copyright strike.
Yeah.
So I am going. For some reason, let me go to actually Google Chrome for this. All right. So here's what we're doing. All right. So I'm going to do this. Let me do this. All right. All right. So here it is. All right. Present. Do not share tab audio. All right. You ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. You ready?
He
I'm going to
grabbed
do this
her.
one frame at a time. Oh, wait, they didn't show the impact? All right, you ready?
Yeah.
He hit the ground!
She never hit the ground.
For it?
No, he never touched the ground.
She did. She hit the ground in the comics. But what's up, Bruce? For yes, Bootleg. Okay, so in the comments, did Gwen hit the ground in Amazing Spider-Man 2? Tell me.
Let us know in the chat.
Let us know in the chat. Did she hit the ground? Am I right or is Teladia wrong? Like he was about Superman and Lois having an action scene.
You're gonna let it go. Don't worry, I'm not gonna play the clip. Don't worry, you're safe for this week.
I still have to make you that Gotham Knights intro you have to use for a week.
That's only if there's no action.
No. That was the punishment. No. Wait. That's only if there's no action in this one. Okay, so good. I was a little confused about it. But yeah, I'll still make it. So in case I win, but still, it looks like her head at the floor. Yes, that still counts as her hitting the floor, Teladia. Her head at least hit the floor, and that's probably what broke her neck. So thank you. I won again.
PKY.
All this winning. I get tired of all this winning. So anyway, so enough of this CSI BS. Man, that's a close one. It's almost looks like she didn't hit it. Almost, but her head did hit the ground.
Okay.
So her head hit the ground. We're going to go off of that. We're going to go off of I win since it's my show. So suck it. So now what I want to talk about. So we talked about that. We talked about that. So we talked about predictions. So what else can we talk about for Amazing? So I also, one more prediction is that Miguel is going to team up with Miles to face a larger threat. Maybe Spot. They'll have to team up to fight Spot.
Yeah.
Right. That's another thing I want to say real quick. Miguel's webs were so cool. How it's like all red energy. It's like his suit glowed. Sorry, Teladia. I have to be a realist with the visual. Thank you, PK.
PKY. Why PK? Why PK?
Thank you, PK. But anyway, the visuals for Miguel O'Hara with the energy was like really cool. His suit glows red, and then his webs were like red electrical.
And him injecting himself.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish we could have seen how he became a vampire, but that's just
me.
That's just me. That's just me. I know people don't want to see Spider-Man being turning into Morbin time, but that's besides the point. And so I'm gonna try and fit that into every sentence I say, Morbin time. Just because it messes with Teladia, it doesn't feel so good, does it? So anyway, and by the way, whenever you introduce me in your show as big Wonder Bat fan, I'm gonna come in and say it's Morbin time. That's the way I'm gonna come back.
I'll play that clip multiple times.
So anyway, so in terms of because I think it's a good enough place to wrap up for right now.
Yeah.
In terms of Okay, so again, 9.5 out of 10. Solid movie, amazing
movie.
For a Spider-Man movie, fantastic. And again, this movie is like mature enough that everyone can enjoy it, but not kiddie enough that everyone can enjoy it. Again, in the DS version of Shadow Dimensions, Miguel doesn't have webs; he glides with his cape, so he has some artificial webs in the movie. Yeah, that's probably what it is, and I really like that. The visuals in this movie were spectacular.
Spectacular.
Oh yeah, pun intended, by the way. Spectacular and amazing, and ultimate, and astonishing.
I see what he did there.
Thank you. So, by the way, drop in the chat how much out of 10 you would rate this movie real quick before we log off. But Teladia, where can we find you, and what have you got coming out?
Well, as you guys can follow me on Twitter at Teladia Plays, on YouTube as well at Teladia Plays. I will be doing a live reaction to. Yes, I'm going to be pulling a Tobey Maguire on Jared. Don't worry, I've got something planned for him. Don't worry, and in the mortal words of PK,
Daniel.
Why did you say that name?
And Teladia.
Batman doesn't do ships.
No, but like I said, so on my channel, I'll be doing Superman and Lois reaction live stream 5 or 4 to 5:25, or depending on what time the episode is on, how we do it, will be live then. And also Summer Game Fest Thursday at 9 what's it called, 7, was it 7:20? It's let me double check. Yeah, it's at 7:20 my time, UK time. We will be live on the MME live channel and on my Twitch page, twitch.tv/Teladia Plays. It'll be me, Brucifer, Mad Max. Jared, you're more than welcome to join us for that. And maybe possibly Snyder Queen if I can reach out to her.
We'll see. Oh, by the way, Teladia, real quick, while I have it, did you see, because the new Superman animated show is out on HBO Max soon, so if you want to do a discussion series on that weekly as the episodes come out, we can definitely do that.
I think a discussion series or reaction or whatever. We'll think of something to do. Maybe a weekend show. That would be really cool.
That'd be fun. I'm down for that. I'm totally down because I think that show looks actually pretty interesting. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it too. Yeah.
Because it's younger Superman. New 52, baby.
But he's got underwears.
I'm willing to look past that. I swear, watch. If James Gunn's Superman suit is like the new 52 suit, watch everyone freak out because not a lot of real DC fans like the new 52 suit. And watch, you and I will do a stream just talking about how much we love that suit.
Yeah. Me and you would be like, ha ha.
There you go. We'll be like, we were right, baby. Because if it's a new 52 Superman movie, sign me the hell up.
Oh, and by the way, guys, while I still got you guys here, just to let you guys know, I know what WB Games One chose next. What are they doing next? I've been sent some very interesting stuff, which I'm gonna tell Jared off stream that he's gonna be.
By the way, fun fact: I learned that WB Games Montreal. Did you know that they did the Batgirl DLC for Arkham Knight?
Yes.
Which, by the way, I love that DLC because I'm a big
Batgirl
fan. I love her. She's one of my favorite Batgirl members.
Nick, and if you're watching this later, sorry, Nick.
Oh, the neck collar suit. Yeah, what's wrong with the neck? I don't get why people don't like the neck collar. I don't understand that.
It looks cool.
It's an armor. It's armor. It's Kryptonian armor.
No, but the neck collar thing looks cool on him.
It does look cool.
You can put a tie on it if you wanted to.
Super tie. It's got the
Super
S
tie.
on it.
He's got the S.
That's the S to shield instead of the no. What it is? It's it's still the collar, but there's a red coloration that goes straight to the S, so it looks like it's the tie.
Yeah.
We're making horrible Superman suits, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
but on that note,
as far as Comics League, real quick. All my uploads starting next week are going to be at 3 p.m. instead of 12 p.m. because my work schedule changed, and I don't want to upload anything on like when I'm at work because That way, if I upload it, if it goes live when I get off work, I can promote it on social media. So that's that. In terms of what's coming out this Wednesday, I may push Indie Wednesday a week just because I have a lot of other stuff going on. In terms of Under Two Capes, I was thinking we could do one on like our favorite Superman like suits and stuff. If Teladia, if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
In terms of Comics League Dark, we're going to be talking about our chief topic is going to be our favorite Batmobiles. That's going to be super fun. So we can talk about that because, you know, Nick is going to love that one.
Yes.
Teladia, again, if you would like to join us.
If I can stay up.
I'll again, the link will be in the Comics League group chat. So you'll have the link. So if you want to drop in, you're more than welcome to. Then in terms of movie night, we still have to pick a movie. I think it's is it yours or Snyder Queens? I think it's your pick because
My pick is Snyder Queens.
Okay, so it's yours and then Snyder Queens and then Jay Heat. All right, so so let me know off screen as soon as we log off of this what your movie is, and then we'll go off of that. So anyway, guys, stay heroic, and I will see you in the next one. Before you do that,
Batman doesn't do ships.